I've done 23 plays since. We're talking now on November 19th. I started my first play on June 12th. So in 5 months and 1 week, I've written 23 plays. And these are not just. This is not just Joyce Carol Oates shit. This is not just Isaac Asimov shitting out books. These are great plays, averaging about 30,000 words per play, a little under. And you know who? It's like with the poems. There's no one. I mean, even if I drop dead tomorrow, my 23 plays, you know, probably 17 or 18 of them are going to be in the top 25 plays of all time. You know, show me it. You know. That maybe you could
how many do you think is next in line? You said that O'Neill is probably the second best, and the best of the modern playwrights. But
in English, I think what's his name, Ibsen has 5 or 6 great plays. Strindberg has more plays. I've only read a handful of his. I would give Ibsen the edge over Strindberg as a playwright. Shaw is underrated. As overrated as he was in the early 20th century, his plays are more realistic. I mean, the problem with Shaw as a playwright is he often wrote these ridiculously long introductions to the plays, you know, 30 or 40 pages, and it's like, why? I mean, okay, if you look at it as reading as literature, that's fine, but it's not going to make it into the play. So, and then sometimes he'd even have long epilogues that went on pointlessly. O'Neill probably has 5 or 6 great plays. I mean, Long Day's Journey, Iceman Cometh. You could argue for maybe the whole trilogy of Electra. Each of the Electra plays has flaws, but as a whole, they parallax each other more. A Touch of the Poet has its moments. Anna Christie has its moments. I'm trying to think.
Desire in the Elms.
Desire in the Elms has some moments. I would put, and we talked about this before, I think there are probably 3 or 4 plays by Clifford Odets that are grossly underrated, that should be in the quote-unquote canon. I think 3 or 4 out of the plays that August Wilson ever wrote are great plays. I think you could have an argument for 2 or 3 of Miller. I'd put August Wilson ahead of Miller, even though he's currently not there. Although I don't think the best August Wilson play is quite as good as Death of a Salesman. I would say you'd have to argue in terms of published known playwrights, the 2 best are either Tennessee Williams. Tennessee Williams at his best is probably, within the overall writing, is probably an overall better, more poetic writer than O'Neill. But O'Neill, I think, understood drama a bit better.
But Tennessee Williams also had a big drop-off afterwards.
Yeah.
2 character play. I thought that there's these collections that they have of Tennessee Williams. And I thought I had read all his plays, but I guess there's more. And he was influenced by Beckett later on, and I've read a few of them, and they're not good.
Yeah.
So he declined later on.
Well, and then there are a lot of well-known playwrights that were total shit. I mean, Harold Pinter is not a particularly good playwright. He's got 2 or 3 plays early on that have some potential. His latest stuff is dog shit. Bertolt Brecht is a fucking joke as a writer. I mean, you might as well just have people with placards saying, I'm pro this, I'm anti that. There's no development of character. He had no ability to do dialogue. It's really a shame. But anyway, to get back to the Jerry the Jew play, so that's about